Blog Talk Radio.
Hello?
Testing. Okay, I think we're finally on the air here. Finally. Can you hear me? I think we're finally on the air here. Let me go ahead and see if we can finally get this show started. I apologize for the technical difficulties there. Let me take this call. Caller, you're on the air. This is Wayne Bradley. Caller, you're on the air. I apologize. We're having some technical difficulties here. I'm working it all out as we speak. Caller, can you hear me? Caller, you're on the air. All right. Well, sorry for anybody that's been listening in. Wayne Bradley here, live after the debate. I don't know if you were watching that or not, but that was pretty much that was one of the toughest fights I've ever seen. As far as debates, Mitt Romney did a great job. What do you think, folks? Give me a call. Let me also see you on the chat rooms. See, we got a couple guests in the chat room. Thanks for joining me. It's been a while since I've been on the air. I apologize for the initial technical difficulties, but we're getting it all worked out here. What did you think about that debate? Let me see you in the chat room, and let me also see you here in the on the show. The call-in number is 347-996-3175. All right. So what did you think about that debate tonight? I thought that Mitt Romney did a great job. I think that overall he really had a great knowledge of what's going on. As far as the issues, he knew his numbers. I was really impressed with that. What did you think? I think he handled it quite well. President Obama did not look very comfortable. Body language said a lot about this debate tonight, and I'm sure that some of Obama's supporters will feel like he did a good job, but it was not what I would consider his usual self when it comes to these kind of things. He's very smooth when it comes to the way he handled things, and tonight I would not call that a smooth event for this evening. That wasn't his best showing. Give me a call, 347-996-3175. What did you think about that debate? Give me a call, 347-996-3175. Oh, we got a caller here. Caller, you're on the air with Wayne Bradley. How you doing?
Doing good, Mr. Bradley. How about yourself? I was calling in to say one thing and one thing only. Obama could have visited me, and I could have
adjusted here.
Say that again?
Caller, you're on the air?
Yes, sir. How are you doing today?
All right. How you doing?
Doing very well. I was calling in to say one thing and one thing only. Obama could have visited me, and I could have gave that butt whooping to him for free, and not in front of the entire American people that were watching. I mean, I felt sorry for him because Mitt Romney just mopped the floor with him and ate his lunch as well. And I was just like, please, man, just stop, please. You're going to kill the poor kid. But I think Barack is going to have to save game face, and I think next week is going to give him the perfect time to stall. Although I was saying this, Mr. Bradley, I had my liquor cabinet ready, and I was strongly disappointed that Obama did not make more Osama bin Laden references and talk about how awesome he is and how he deserves to be supreme ruler of us all. But I think Mitt Romney walked away, just won this thing. But I'm really looking forward to the beatdown that's going to happen with Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden...
That makes me be a sympathetic figure for him. That's going to be bad.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Paul Ryan is going to beat Joe Biden like he stole something. And he's not going to walk away the same man he was before. It's going to be like the arenas on steroids when Paul Ryan gets done with Joe Biden. But as always, it's fun to hear your opinion, sir. And,
where are you calling from this evening?
I'm calling from Mississippi.
Excellent. Thank you for calling in. How do you think that Mitt handled the questions? I mean, he seemed so up to date on all the issues.
I like the way he handled them. My only issue with them was, and I mean, it came from both of them, was respecting the moderator. But Jim was just there for kicks and giggles. But I think he did pretty well. I think he got a little nervous around health care. Both of them really did. Right. But I think what he should have done if he really wanted to win more votes was talk about what he was going to replace with Dodd-Frank. It's all good and dandy that you're going to repeal it, but what are you going to put in place? And most people don't have a problem with you repealing. They just want to know if there's going to be another safeguard and what is it going to be. But I think Mitt Romney has it from here. Although I think Obama may win the re-election, I think Mitt Romney still laid out a good foundation for the Republican Party 4 years from now. So,
you said you still think he's going to win?
I think Obama's going to win.
Okay. Well, that's a good analogy. He might win. It's definitely going to be a tight race, but I think that Mitt definitely did a good job this evening as far as how he handled himself in the debate.
And I totally agree.
All right. Well, what's your name so everybody can hear you on here? Thank you for calling into the Wayne Bradley Show this evening.
No problem.
All right. Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So we had our first caller calling in saying Mitt did a good job, but he still thinks that Obama's going to win. What do you think? I think that tonight that he did himself a really good favor by the way he handled the situation. It definitely could have been a lot worse as far as Obama seemed really quiet. He just had a lot of times where he wasn't looking at directly at Mitt Romney, and I think that when you look at it from that standpoint, it wasn't a good look. He didn't look confident. I'm used to President Obama. I might not like his policies and things of that nature, but I definitely like that his confidence, and tonight it definitely wasn't there. Mitt Romney seemed to really have a good grasp on all the issues. He seemed to go point by point for everything that he thought Obama was either being factual about or was not being factual about, and I think you can really appreciate that. Give me a call, 347-996-3175. I want to thank everybody that's listening this evening. If you haven't gone to the website in a while, go check out the new look on conservativescool.com. I encourage you to go ahead and also become a member on there. It's free. Just sign up on the email, and we'll keep you updated on some of the things we're doing, some of the people we're talking to, and if we're coming to a city near you. So, again, I appreciate you for listening this evening. Give me a call. Let me know how you think that President Obama did tonight. Was this performance in this debate, was it good or was it subpar? I think overall Mitt did a good job, and he really showed that he has a good grasp of the issues. Seems like he had a better grasp of the issues than maybe the president did, and in particular on business and how to grow business and seeing the way to, he really kept harping on the fact that he was not trying to make a $5 trillion tax cut. I'm sorry, we're so used to these millions and billions and now trillions of dollars getting thrown around by our government. give us a call. I apologize for the first few minutes there. We had some technical difficulties. We're just, like I said, haven't been on in a while, and I want to appreciate everybody that's listening in tonight. Give me a call, 347-996-3175. I see we got a couple guests here in the guest room. Let me know in the chat room how you think Obama did this evening, how Mitt Romney did. Hey, Natalie, I see you just checked in. Let's hear, if you're not going to call in at the call-in number, 347-996-3175. Let's talk in the chat room. How do you think, who won this debate tonight? Give me a call. I want to thank everyone that's followed me on Twitter. I can't believe that over the last couple of years we've gotten up to over 22,000 people following us on Twitter. It's really a blessing. I really appreciate everybody that listens in. Give me a call, 347-996-3175. 347-996-3175. Call in. I'm posting on Facebook right now. I want to know, who do you think won? I can tell on Twitter and by a lot of the people I am in contact with on Facebook, Twitter, things like that. It's pretty quiet out there, so give me a call. Natalie said that was a great debate, and Romney got it hands down. I'm going to go along with that. Romney won that debate hands down. Again, it was, to me, it wasn't even really close. After a while, it was getting kind of boring. I thought that. People even on the white black conservative page are saying Romney won, so it must be a bad night. Call in. I'll give you a call in if you disagree with me. I'd love to hear from you. 347-996-3175. I'd love to hear from you. We got a call right now. We got a caller from the 248. Caller, you on the air with Wayne Bradley. Caller, I missed that call. Give me a call back. I tried to catch you. I'm doing double duty tonight. I'm hosting the chat room, also picking up the switchboard. So give me a call, 347-996-3175. That last caller from the 248, I saw I had a caller from the 616 earlier when we were getting started. How do you think Obama did tonight? How do you think Mitt Romney did? I'm going to go and say that Mitt Romney won that debate. Now, a lot of people will say, "Oh, I'm not surprised, Wayne, that you would feel that way," but I give props what props to do. If Mitt Romney had been stumbling through and didn't sound convincing and didn't sound like at least that he had some of the answers, I would be willing to admit that. But I'll be honest and say that Mitt Romney sounded good this evening. So give me a call, 347-996-3175. That wasn't even close. I'm seeing that on Twitter. Oh, we got a caller. Caller, you on the air?
What up, Wayne? It's Ant.
Caller, you on the air?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Caller, can you hear me? All right, we keep having a problem here. I'm seeing you from 248. You're giving me a call. We got a couple people calling from the 248, so we got some local folks here probably ready to chew me out. Well, we got somebody from the 215. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, how are you? I just
tuned in.
I haven't been listening. I was watching the debates. What's the topic? I imagine the topic is the debate.
Well, did you see the debate? Who do you think won tonight?
Yes, I did. Well, see, I believe. See, I don't go for won or lost in the generic sense that most people do, where they want to go. They want a big show. They want a pretty show. Who looked better? Who sounded better? I go for facts.
Okay.
And if you go for facts, Romney just told a lot of lies. Not mistakes, lies. There's no way in the world you can cut taxes, lower the deficit, and not raise taxes on the middle class. It's just not happening. It's not possible. And he kept saying again, I don't intend. No, it's impossible. And he keeps saying, I don't intend to raise taxes on the middle class. I'm not going to lower taxes on and I'm going to lower the deficit. How? It's not possible.
Do you think that maybe his policy is going to create more jobs in the middle class?
No, not at all. We've had his policies through 8 years of President Bush. They're basically the identical policies. Where are the jobs? Where's the trickle down coming from? It has never worked. It didn't work when Reagan did it. It didn't work when Bush the second did it.
It didn't work when Reagan did it? Is that what you said?
That's right. Trickle down has never worked as advertised. It has never worked in the United States.
Did you agree with him on the idea of working together? Like as a leader, he would say every week that he would sit down with people on both sides to work to get things done. I mean, the bigger thing about Obama's presidency is he spent the first 2 years of his presidency fighting for that health care bill, and it costed a lot of Congress their jobs. And so what you have now is a situation.
Why is that? That's because of the right wing have gotten together on day one and said we're going to do everything in our power to make all of his policies fail, regardless of whether it kills the country or not, and regardless of even if most of those policies, some of those policies he put forth were originally Republican policies. Oh, now all of a sudden we're against it because he put them forth. And as far as wanting to sit down and speak with the other side, he reached out to the Republicans time after time after time. So on health care, on every other issue, he made invitations to the White House. Some of them most of them wouldn't even show up. And the ones that didn't come with any real spirit of trying to get anything done. They came from day one. Eric Cantor said, our entire goal is to make Barack Obama a one-term president. That's what they stated it from the very beginning, and they've behaved that way ever since.
So you're willing to say that even though he had the Congress, he had the majority from 2008 to 2010, the only thing that he got done was that health care bill.
Actually, you could only get with the record number of filibusters that they did in the Senate. You need 60 votes to do anything. That needs to be reformed. Because as far as everyone else knows in the rest of the world, a majority gets things done. No, we had to have a filibuster for everything because there was a concerted effort by the GOP to block everything that came down the pike.
Okay.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
Well, it sounds like that you're blaming everything that Obama hasn't been able to get done on the Republican Party.
I'm not blaming it. No. See, that's where you're speaking from in the bubble again. Because, first of all, Obama has gotten more done in 3.5 years than George Bush did in 8 years.
Did he win the debate tonight? That's the main question of tonight. Did he win the debate tonight?
What is your criteria?
Did he hammer home things accomplished? Did that come across in the debate tonight? And I would say no.
What is your criteria of winning? Is it to bully the moderator, or to talk like you know what you're talking about, even if you're talking BS?
Yeah, well, that's definitely to talk like you know what you're talking about. I would definitely say that's a big part of the debate. Even if you don't know what you're talking about.
Big part of the debate. Even if everything you're saying is bullshit.
Talking and knowing what you're talking about, and Mitt Romney definitely had that. But hey, where you going?
Mitt Romney was telling nothing but lies. Is this Wayne Bradley?
Yes, it is. Who is this?
Oh, no wonder.
Who am I speaking with?
Oh, my God. You're ridiculous, man. Have a good night. Have a good night. Have a good night, Wayne.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot. I've got the next caller. Thank you. All right. That sounded like an Obama supporter there, definitely saying that everything was the problem, the fault of the Republican Party, even though, again, he had full Democrat control for the first 2 years. I mean, like I said, I love to hear the Obama supporters and the excuses they're making. You heard the first one. That was all. It's all. I didn't hear blame Bush the whole evening, so I got to give him credit for that. I was a little more surprised that we didn't hear any Bush or previous administration references, and maybe I missed one. But overall, I think that that Mitt Romney, like I said, when I hear the frustration with guys just saying that he lied, but they're not even dealing with the issues, it lets me know. And okay, give me a call, and I'm waiting to hear from you. I got another one of my Obama supporters here calling in. Caller, you on the air?
Yo, it's Ant.
Ant, what's going on, man? Thanks for calling in.
No problem, no problem. So, what's the question?
All right, you can give me at least. I know you're going to at least give me an honest observation here. Who do you think won that debate tonight?
Okay, if you're judging it from a reality show type thing, or who was more aggressive, who was more loud, I would say definitely Romney won on that point, but he didn't win on the facts. Now, Obama.
That is what everyone, the Obama team, is going to say, that he didn't win on facts.
No, that is true. Like, when Romney gets fact checked on this whole debate, he's going to look really bad. He's going to look really bad because he lied about so many things, about how he's not going to cut $5 trillion, and he still haven't explained how he's going to pay for it. He hasn't explained anything. Whether it's health care plan, what is he going to repeal? Okay, he's going to replace the health care plan. With what? He still hasn't said it. Obama said it like 3 times. He still wouldn't say what his plan. Only thing is that, I'm going to work with people with pre-existing conditions. Like, okay, how are you going to do that? How are you going to pay for it? He's not saying anything. You
can simply draw up legislation for that. I think that's the best part about Obamacare is getting rid of the pre-existing conditions.
But
outside of that, what do you have to go on?
What do you mean?
What's good about that? What's good about the Obama health care plan, Obamacare?
Covering people who don't have insurance. You have to, number one, is making the health care affordable for people who don't have insurance.
What about making it unaffordable for the people who have it? You're making people's costs go up by $2,500 a household.
That's not true. And then he said it in the debate. That's not true. If anything, the rates are being lowered.
For who?
When you got more people in a pool, you got more people going, buying into the group rate. Everybody rates gets lowered. What are you talking about? It's more. It's more customers for the.
These companies have to help subsidize
insurance.
costs.
Wait. So you're saying the insurance company is going to raise rates when they get more customers? How does that?
They're going to get the pool is going to be. That's like in Detroit with driving. You got a lot of drivers, but you got bad drivers. You got unhealthy drivers, and that's what you're bringing in. And the uninsured and the people who, like you said, you're talking about young people.
Everybody that comes in is unhealthy and is going to drive the costs up, even though they have to pay into the system too. It's not like they're getting it for free.
I tell you,
that doesn't make sense.
This
they have to pay for it. But
what about the people that have health care now and you work for a company and they're going to tell you in another year or so they'd rather just put you into the Obamacare plan? You're going to have a lot of, because health care is going to become more unaffordable. People have
they have a choice. They have a choice. They can stay on their current health care plan, or they can go to the Obamacare plan. It's a choice. It's not a threat like, we're going to kick you off or we're going to do anything about it. So what's the point? You know what I'm saying? But back to the debate. I just want to know from your perspective, what do you think made Romney win besides being aggressive? What about tactically?
I think he answered the questions well. I think he answered the questions well. That's the first thing he really seemed to understand what his message was, and he was on point.
Oh, yeah, he had his talking points down. He did.
You could tell he'd been training like how Rocky was. He was ready for this debate tonight.
Yeah, he was way more. I would say that I will admit that he looked way more prepared to go to battle than Obama did tonight. Obama just kind of just shook his head and be the cool, calm, collective guy, and just let him ramble on, let him say his lies, and then and let's not. If you see some of Romney's facial expression, he was really pissed off, like some of the things that Obama was saying. While Obama, every time he got pissed off, he just smiled and shook his head. You could tell he was rattling Obama. Rambling Romney. And the funny thing about it, though, it's kind of, messed up that, he said he's going to get rid of PBS, but he likes Big Bird. That's pretty messed up that you're on the network that you're saying you're going to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? And he said it's for education. What's more, who's been more educated? Who educated more kids than Sesame Street?
Like I said, I don't think that if PBS went to a private corporation that they would lose Sesame Street. It's just a way of what we can actually afford to spend our money on right now.
Why do we need to get rid of PBS? When did PBS become?
Well, I think you could definitely look at other things before you had to get rid of PBS. But it's the idea that we spend money on things that we don't have. Theoretically, there's a lot of different programs that you could look at and say we could get rid of. I don't know if PBS would be at the top of the list. But that's the principle of it all, is that, you can definitely find other ways, better ways to spend our money. It would be, I'm sure it'd be investors lining up around the block
like
to buy the products and all
$2 trillion more dollars in defense that defense didn't ask for. That's what we're gonna find, in defense. We're not fighting armies. We're fighting people who strap bombs to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like that's.
Do that.
How many armies? When the last time we fought an army?
How many
more
guys
tanks
bring
and airplanes?
We have to protect our country and protect our interests in overseas, and that's just part of what we've been doing. I think there's definitely more tactical and smart ways we could probably handle it. But the reality
would you rather get smarter,
is that these guys,
or
you have guys like Iran that are threatening.
So do we want to flex our muscles? Like, do we want to get bigger arms, or we want to get a bigger brain?
They don't respect brains over there. That's the one thing you got to understand about that
using our intelligence, using that money for intelligence versus creating a tank to fight somebody who's going to strap a bomb on themselves and blow up people overseas.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen right now is that Obama's taking the passive route and dealing with that, and you're going to force Israel to strike on their own, and then we'll be forced.
Ask Bin Laden as well if Obama is taking a passive route. Ask the top leaders in Al-Qaeda that have been killed or captured.
Well, that's because he's following the Bush doctrine on how to take care of terrorists.
Well, waterboarding?
That's fine. I'm not criticizing him for getting rid of Bin Laden.
Okay, if the Bush doctrine was so great, why didn't Bush get him? Why didn't Bush get him? He had 8 years to get him.
He had an attack 2 weeks ago in Libya. It took a whole week for them to admit that it was a terrorist attack. There's a lot of things.
That's political, Wayne. Stop it. That's just political. They have to gather intelligence and find out what really happened, and then they said it. See, the problem is we live in a world with 24 hours. It's a 24-hour news cycle, so everybody wants to win the news cycle of the day. So they want to, first of all, you want to rush to see who's to blame, instead of just solving the problem. We live in that world now. Bush didn't have it like this. Clinton didn't have it like this. It's all about the 24-hour news cycle. And the 24-hour news cycle is killing this country.
Bush had it like that. And, this is really the 24-hour news cycle began with O.J. Simpson. So any president since then has dealt with the 24-hour news cycle.
Not like this with the social media and everything like that. Twitter wasn't there 4 years ago.
Yeah, social media has changed too. But
and all the blogs and everything, the newspapers. You don't have. It's not like it was 4 years ago. We can both admit that. Romney and Obama have it harder.
Obama had the luxury of running with no record. He has a record now, and he did not look comfortable in that debate talking about it. And that's just, like you said, the body language, to me, he wouldn't even look Mitt Romney in the eye half the time. And I think that a lot of it is because of the fact that his message hasn't won. It hasn't won over the people. A lot of people aren't believing in it, and you can look at his
the people that's not believing in it is people who are already convinced, like you. Like, you don't want to believe in it. You don't want to give him any credit for anything he does.
I give him credit for killing Bin Laden.
That's it. What else? What else you give him credit for?
I give him credit for killing Bin Laden. That was pretty good.
That's my point. That's my point. You don't want to give him credit because you're training your brain to dislike anything the president. This is why we have.
Give me something else. Give me something else. I'm looking for something. I'm struggling. He did kill Bin Laden. That was a very big thing.
What about equal pay for women?
His what?
You equal pay for women. You got $2. Don't you want?
Wait a minute. Equal pay for women. That's something that in theory we all want to believe is true and is going to happen, but it's been shown, I mean, through studies that hasn't happened. So what you have is government intervening, and it's still not going to make anybody do it. What'll happen is less women will just get hired. If that's the goal of that company, is to prevent a woman from making a certain amount of money, she just won't get that position anymore. Again, government getting involved in private business and with good intention, but providing something that can end up harming the people that they want to help. I mean, that's just very common in what government tries to do. The idea is they're going to try to force a company or compel a company to pay someone that's in a private corporation, but they don't want to pay them. What's going to happen is that just less women will get hired into those positions.
So what I don't understand is that all this kiss up to companies, you want to make sure they're okay and their feelings aren't hurt. And yet you don't ever hold them accountable. If you're not paying women equal, if you're not paying women, you can't pay women, equal pay. Then why would you support that company by giving them tax cuts that they don't need? Giving them all these loopholes so they can make more and more money. That doesn't make sense.
Those to me are issues with the government. In a good heart, it would be nice if the government can get involved and make companies pay women fair pay and everyone hire equally and things like that. But the reality of it is that's probably not the job of government to do that, and it's not going to be effective. Government doesn't do
What is the job of government? Well, hold up. The thing is, I don't get it. But you guys hate government, but yet you want somebody. You're trying to vote somebody in for a government job.
I mean, that's the democracy of our country.
So you want them to get into government and not do anything?
You've got to get involved. You can aim to make government smaller without supporting the idea.
What does smaller
government
mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Some of the things you were just talking about. A health care bill that mandates people have to have health care or be taxed for it or whatever the penalty is. That's more government. A government that's going to mandate.
Okay, what does that mean? Okay, all right, that's more government. But what does more government mean? To the average person,
I'll give you great examples of it. TSA.
Okay.
Do you feel safer when TSA is groping people, but yet groping old ladies and things like that, but they'll let somebody slide through? I don't. I mean, there's a reason why there's a FedEx and a UPS and why the Postal Service can't barely stay functioning. Government is not meant to be in business, and they don't run.
Okay, so you're saying that the TSA has no point. So who's going to do the TSA job? Who's going to secure the airports?
I bet a private corporation could do a better job with TSA.
A private Okay.
I bet a private corporation would do a better job of hiring people and putting people in place.
So you're saying the people that we vote and elect to office are incompetent, so they can't do something like secure airlines and stuff, right? But yet you want us to go to the polls and vote for those people,
right?
So that doesn't make sense.
No, what it does
is
the government hand off responsibilities to private corporations that they're not apt to handling. One of them would be trying to mandate health care. Again, a great example is your Postal Service. That if you really want something to get something there on time and you want to guarantee it, you don't use the Postal Service. You go to UPS or FedEx. It's because the government just does not do things as well as private.
So the government's bad, the government's horrible, so why do they want government jobs? So if you're trying to make government smaller, then why are you going for a government job?
If I were to be elected as an official, my job would be to improve the way government is. I would vote.
That's what I'm talking about. Why don't we talk about improving in it instead of stop talking about making it smaller?
Well, that's part of downsizing it and right-sizing it.
What does downsizing do? Like getting rid of teachers and firefighters and police officers? That's those are government jobs. So you guys always want to get rid of them first. Those are the first jobs to leave. So why do you want to get rid of the police officer down the block that's going to protect your family?
National level and some of these federal jobs, we should not be the biggest employer. One of the biggest employers in the country, and we're taking on more than we can handle in the long term. And the reality, just like what Mitt was saying, is that I don't want my kids coming into a country where they're already $40,000-$50,000 in a tax burden debt because of my parents' generation, essentially the baby boomers, who are willing to continue to pass the debt on until they're long gone. It's the same thing that happened to GM and Chrysler. They knew.
Why did we get here, Wayne? Why did we get here? Why are we in the position that we are?
Why are we in the position that we are?
Yeah, why?
I wouldn't blame that on government. Hard work, self-determination.
You wouldn't blame it on government? Okay, so you're saying, yeah, you're right. So these private companies, from the Wall Street to the housing, they ran them up. No regulation, no rules. Just giving loans to people who make $10 an hour for, a $100,000 house. And
that was Bill Clinton's idea.
That was Bill Clinton's idea.
I worked in the mortgage industry. That was Bill Clinton 96 that said everybody should be a homeowner. And so then what you have...
So Bill Clinton...
And into 1999, 2000, when people started putting 5-year arms on their mortgages, well, guess what? By the time that Bill Clinton was out of office, all these bad loans started coming into fruition. That wasn't under George Bush.
8 years.
George Bush never
so what did Bush do to make it better? Since Clinton screwed everything up,
well,
what
to be honest,
Bush do to make it better?
He didn't do anything to make it better. He went and gave a bunch of money to banks, and which, again, that's more government than we need. Again, they'll make the argument.
Who's taking responsibility for that?
I don't necessarily agree with that, but they did it. And again,
if we're in this hole and we're trying to dig ourselves out, what is the solution?
Still in bad shape. GM is still going to be looking at, again, some kind of restructuring plan in the next year or two. They're making money now because they haven't had to pay off everything. And I think that's the difference.
They did pay off. What are you talking
about? They paid off some of it. They own a large piece of the stock still as the government. So they haven't paid us off yet. And GM is trying to get them to sell off the stock, but they won't do it because they'll be taking a loss if they do right now, which would make us look bad as a country if we invest in a company that we help bail out, but we're still taking a loss as far as the stock. So, no, they haven't bailed them out. They paid off some of the line of credit, but they haven't bailed out because we still own – that's why it's called Obama Motors. We still own a large piece of the –
Who call it Obama? That's the first time I heard it. Obama Motors? Okay, all right.
Okay, you know what I mean? Come on, man.
That's a good one, though. I can laugh at that one.
Well, hey, listen, I appreciate you calling in because a lot of these guys said, at least you're being honest, Mitt did win the debate tonight on style points, if that's the only points you want to give him. Because, that's how Obama won the whole election. So, if we're talking style points, then Mitt's going in the right direction.
Okay, well, isn't that bad? Is that we choosing our presidents on style points instead of substance and facts? Isn't that bad?
It wasn't bad when Obama won. That's the point. Now it's bad.
Okay, Obama had facts to back up his rhetoric.
He didn't have anything. He had a clean slate. He didn't have a record to bet.
What does Mitt have? What is he saying? What is his health care plan?
His record looks pretty good.
What tax holes and loopholes is he going to close?
He's going to have to lay that plan out for you. I don't work for him.
Why don't you know that? We got a month or so to the election. Why don't you know that by now? Don't you think that's a problem? You don't know that by now? That you are a hardcore conservative do not know Mitt's plan.
His numbers a little bit better he was a lot more prepared for this debate tonight than President Obama was. So
at the end of the day, I can agree with that. I could say he was more on attack. He was ready. He was ready to get into him, and Obama was definitely not aggressive enough, even though he was fat.
He's never aggressive.
Because he can't be the angry black man like they want.
That's what Bill Maher said. He wants him to be the angry black man.
He can't be the angry black man. This is just like when they did You Lie. Nah, in this heart of heart, you want to be MF. What you say to me? You know what I'm saying? But he can't.
Nah. He's not. He's not that tough.
He can't. He's the most disrespected president ever. You know that.
More than George Bush, who was called a retard and all kind of things, and cheered when he got shoes thrown at him. And I don't think he was any. It's just this is the way politics.
Did anybody in Congress ever yell "You lie" to Bush?
No, but they said worse things. They talked about.
Do they call him President Bush or they call him Mr. Obama? Which one?
They call him Bush.
Or do they call him Mr. Bush? Who called him Mr. Bush?
They call him Mr. Bush. They call him Bush.
Who called him Mr. Bush?
Tell me that they didn't call him Bush. They called him Bush, and they called him retard. They called him stupid. And this is again, if you say that about President Obama, you're a racist. If I say it, I'm Uncle Tom. I've never called him stupid.
No, I think Herman Cain's an idiot, so that makes me a racist.
You think he is You think he's an idiot?
Yeah, he's definitely an idiot.
Genius.
Him and Alan West.
Oh man, come
What's
on, man.
so smart about Herman Cain?
I'm about to get off the phone. You can't talk bad about those good black conservatives like that, man, Anthony. You know, it's okay,
Herman
man.
Cain. Okay, you think Herman Cain is smarter than Mitt Romney?
No, I didn't say that. I just said he's a smart man. I respect both of their minds. They've both been.
No, I think he might be
levels.
smart at what he do as far as his business running a pizza place, but he's definitely an idiot.
Oh, I disagree with you, man. You know, I'm gonna disagree. I thank you for calling in, because a lot of these guys, they've been quiet tonight, Anthony. I'm on my Facebook page. I don't have people posting stuff on my wall tonight. It's pretty quiet out there, so I can tell.
No, they on my page. You're not looking. You just, your page. You done said you had like 20 posts about, Mitt's the greatest. Mitt did this. Mitt did that. But you still haven't told me what Mitt did. Besides,
you won the debate. That's all we were talking about tonight. I didn't say he laid out his blueprint. I just said he won the debate.
Why not?
Why not? Because it's a debate. It's not an open forum for that. This is a question answer session, and Mitt clearly won. And I'm appreciating.
Do you really honestly? Do you think the moderator did a good job?
Yes, I do. I think he was fair to both guys. Both guys got to over talk a little bit. And I mean,
think he didn't take control of nobody. I think he should have took more control. I think Mitt disrespecting him a lot. Just kept like, no, I'm not gonna, obey by your rules. I'm Mitt Romney. I'm going to say what I have to say. And I think, to be honest with you, if it was once Obama saw that, he should have been the same way.
Wow, man. Well,
but he did.
I think it was fair. Hey man, while you're on the line, I gotta have you give a shout out to your website, everybody that's listening.
Oh, really? On the political debate? That's the wrong website for this political debate. But yeah, shout out to iCandyMarlin.com. You see some of the finest girls on the internet. But yeah.
But yeah. I'm all about pushing business and helping people get their name out there, man.
But the difference between Anthony and Eye Candy. Anthony is totally different. But but I appreciate it. Letting me call in. I'm sure you got other people on the line trying to get in, so I'll shut up and listen in for now and try to call back later. How long are you going to be on?
Appreciate you calling in. If you're listening in, 347-996-3175. Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate you calling in.
All right, man.
See you up at home, bro.
All right.
All right, so like I said, the overall feeling is that Mitt Romney did win the debate tonight. You'll have a lot of people saying that he didn't win as far as explaining himself enough, and I'm willing to say that might be partially true, but the fact is this is a debate. It's not a one-on-one session of question and answers on policy. He's answering questions from a moderator. Moderator asked the questions, and he answered the questions, in my opinion, better than President Obama did. So give me a call, 347-996-3175. I'm taking some more calls here. Caller, you're on the air. Caller, you on the air?
No, that's me again. I was just calling to see what everybody else had to say.
Well, if you want to, I'll keep you on hold. Let's see if we can get some other some pro Mitt people on here and see if we can have a open.
Yeah, I want to hear the back crazy extreme right wing. I can't cuss, right?
Yeah, I appreciate if you didn't cuss. And I've been posting this stuff in some of my Democrat sites tonight. No one's calling in.
Oh, wow. Let me see if I can get some. I'm going to put it out there.
Joseph, I appreciate Joseph for calling in, for listening in tonight. I'm looking on the host side. Of course, I'm going to be a gracious host. I'm never going to interrupt people. I mean, on Facebook, even though I start some of this stuff, I'm never rude, and I'm going to always let you have your opinion if I don't always agree with it too. So, Joseph, I appreciate you calling in. And like I said, you're welcome anytime. Kimberly, I see you're trying to call in. Give me a call. We got a couple people trying to call in. So give me a call, 347-996-3175. Give me a call. I want to hear from you.
It's a damn shame what happened to Big Bird, man. Big Bird. What did Big Bird ever do to Mitt? Seriously.
Big Bird wants him to go to a private firm so he can get treated a little bit better. They're gonna maybe give him a better. Cut his go to a 401k instead of a matching plan. Private business kind of stuff. Get him off the government tax roll. It's time to free Big Bird and let him go to private.
He's gonna evict. He's going to evict Big Bird so he can live with Oscar the Grouch in the damn trash can. That's what's going to happen, man. That's just so sad. That Big Bird, he told the moderator, like, flat out, I'm getting rid of your job, but I like you. I like firing people. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Kimberly, give me a call since you like my voice. She's saying she's listening to the show. Come on, give me a call. I want to get some more people in here. Anthony, man, I think what it is that a lot of my Republican friends, they went to sleep at probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock. It was in the bag. They didn't even want to wait up and talk about this, and I can tell by my Facebook page that the Democrats are a little miffed this evening. Come on, Kim, give us a call. Don't be shy. Let's hear from you. I want to. Come on, call in. Thanks, Anthony. Encourage these people to give us a call in.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it a little bit. They always beat me up on my page. Who, in your opinion, won the debate, the Muslim or the Mormon? I'm going with the Mormon, Flycatch.
Where's that from?
That's on the chat. That's on the chat board. I just got that question. Who won the debate, the Muslim or the Mormon? I'm going with the Mormon. I don't know if it's but that's her opinion.
Didn't you guys just show a video about Obama talking about Jesus and everything on Hannity, but yet you still want to call him a Muslim? That's
he definitely
crazy.
He definitely has Southern back. I'm thinking Jesse needs to get a DNA test myself.
And then I listened to it. I was really waiting, before I start commenting on it. I start commenting before I listened to it. Then I listened to the whole thing. I was like, wow, that's what y'all was really going ham on. Really?
Really?
To
me, it does not. It's not really about the fact he changed up his accent or his Negro dialect, as Harry Reid refers to.
Yeah, like he sounded like he was from Bubba from Forrest Gump. That's what you seem like. He didn't, he sounded exactly the same.
He sounded more like it's more like I would say Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or somebody. He went to preacher mode. I give him credit.
So he was in a church and he went to preacher mode. So
if I was at an NAACP, which I go to a lot, that is the kind of voice I would expect to hear from one of the preachers up there. That is not the same President Obama when he's giving press conference.
Was he in a church? Was he preaching?
It sounded like he was preaching.
Was he in a church?
He was at Hampton University in the room full of preachers. But my point
so he was speaking to a bunch of
and it wasn't
church
just
people, right?
Let's talk about what he was saying. He was saying things that would be what you would consider racially divisive. If there were white people in the room, you wouldn't be comfortable saying some of that stuff that he was saying.
Like what? Say what?
He was saying that the government didn't care about the people in New Orleans, but they cared about the people when it happened in 9/11. That's not
he didn't
something.
Say that.
He wouldn't
that's
say
not
that
what
now.
He said they asked if he thought the government was slow responding because of the color of the people. He said no, it's just the government is colorblind. And just not the government, the administration is colorblind and just incompetent. That's what he said. Stop trying to take things he said just like that. We build that comment. You know what I'm saying? You try to take one little thing and just try to blow it up to make it something that's not. And that's why people have a hard time following you guys, because you're so full of it.
Listen,
Keep it real.
I think of all the things he's done, that is the least of our worries. But what it does show is that he denounced who his reverend of 20 plus years was, who had married him and his wife, who he had spent a lot of time in his church with. Now I'll tell you, my pastor says probably very controversial things on the conservative side of things that I probably wouldn't even say, but I would never denounce the man. I wouldn't act like I didn't know him. I wouldn't throw him under the bus for political expedience.
Oh, really? Really?
No,
you're running. Please, whatever.
I'm telling you.
Whatever.
I'm
I
very
would throw my pastor under the bus. Get the hell out.
I can't see myself in the office anytime soon. I really can't. I got little kids, and I want to see them grow up. I can't be in D.C. or anywhere like that. So, if I did do anything, it would be something locally, but I just can't see that. That's a very big commitment to put your burden on your family, and I respect the guys that do it. But right now, I'm just telling you though, I would not disown or move away from my pastor. And he said some things, again, some things that some people consider anti-Muslim, anti-homosexual, whatever, that I personally don't walk around saying, but I would not denounce my pastor. I could just say I don't agree. I don't have to go that hard on his opinions on these things, but I wouldn't denounce him. And that's the kind of thing he's done. So, I mean, some people might think that's okay and understandable. Other people might not. Might find that a little disingenuous to say that you hadn't been paying attention to your pastor for the last 20 years. So, it is what it is.
What did he say?
I don't see anybody. I was hoping I would get some more of my, because like I said, the conservative.
I just posted it on my page, but I know you're tired of talking to us. But I really want to.
I appreciate you calling in tonight because I know this has got to be rough. I know you guys are looking for President Obama to come through and really just drop bombs on Mitt, but he was prepared.
He could have. The bottom line, he could have just destroyed Mitt tonight, and the election would be over. Now he gave him some ammo. Made him look. To be honest with you, it looked good considering the bar was so low for Mitt. That by Mitt doing the performance that he did, it make it seem like the race is back to a tie.
Oh man, even in victory, you take a swipe at my guy, man. You take a swipe at my guy. That's okay.
I mean,
man.
So you saying the bar wasn't low for Mitt?
No. I mean, he's going against the chosen one. He had to come through. He had to do what he did to even consider being competitive. He had to be that good. If he wasn't prepared, he had to be that good to be considered where you.
Okay, well let's talk about what he actually said. What do you think what Mitt actually said tonight is going to boost him up in the polls tonight?
I think what he showed was a competence of
what he
understanding
said.
What's going to turn
not his performance. What he said.
No, that's what we're basing it on. You guys want to go deeper now. See, it was okay on style when Obama was winning. I'm saying that Mitt outperformed him, and he sounded like he knew his stuff. He went through the numbers point by point. He went through what he disagreed with Obama on.
What numbers? What up? Numbers?
Point by point. He went through exactly what he disagreed with him on. And what I heard a lot more was President Obama saying, well, me and Mitt agree on this. Me and Mitt agree on that. That was the more prevalent thing I heard.
Wait a minute. Wait, no. Yeah, that was about equal. We do agree on this. We agree on Social Security.
I heard him say that a lot.
However, this is what we disagree on. You know what I'm saying? So,
all I'm saying is that
but you avoided my question, though. What did Mitt say to that independent voter that will persuade that voter to vote for him tonight? What did he say? Not on style,
not a guy that's already pulling for Obama, but an independent voter that doesn't come into this with a predetermined mindset might look at that and say that Mitt Romney looks a little more polished and he's ready to be our next president. President Obama he wasn't as prepared tonight as you would think he should be for a presidential debate. Independent thinking guy might think that way, and that's what you got to hope happens. Mitt wasn't ugly. He wasn't disrespectful to President Obama. He wasn't condescending. He just said point by point.
Yes, he was. He was very disrespectful. Come on, he cut him off.
Goodness, they were debating. They weren't on a speed date. They were debating. So there's going to be some dissension amongst them. But he wasn't disrespectful. He wasn't ugly with them.
Did you believe that? Who cut? Okay. Did Obama cut Mitt off?
Did he what?
Did he cut him off, like when he was speaking?
No. Mitt didn't do that.
No, he didn't. Every time Mitt started going, he just let him go. Which I had a problem with because, like, the thing is, this is one of the reasons why everybody get upset on the Democratic side about Obama. We say he's not aggressive enough. He doesn't demand his respect. And that's the problem that's why they continue to disrespect him. But I understand he's like the Jackie Robinson when you got to take a lot of the BS, to show that, that he's a better person and people like him are better people. You know what I mean? So he's doing the sacrifice for people to come, for the people that's going to come after him. He's taking all the bull. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, Jackie Robinson was better baseball players than him, in the Negro Leagues. But but he was the one who had the mental capability of taking all the abuse and disrespect, while, somebody else would have probably hauled off and did something. So that's the way I look at Obama.
Man, like I said, I think overall tonight was the first step. Now, you know what's going to be really fun? You know what's going to be really fun, Anthony?
Yeah.
Joe Biden and my boy Paul Ryan. I'm like T.O., get your popcorn ready. That's going to be fun. That's going to be.
I tell you what, Biden has to make up a lot for Obama and his aggressive. Biden has to really go hard, because if he doesn't, this is going to be a tie race at the end of the vice president debate. I mean, Ryan, he's just going to say the same old BS. To be honest with you, he's almost as boring as Mitt.
Man, I don't know. I said it's a long battle. I think that overall, what you got to, like I said, some of this is style points. I've made the comment before, and I guess now that I'm back on the radio, I'm unchained. This is, you said you compared to reality TV. President Obama is really in reality the first reality president. He's a celebrity. People like him. He's cool. But it's time to get back to the guy that's had some experience really making things happen. Really
what did he make happen?
I think this is a great experiment. I think that President Obama still has a bright future, whether it be in Hollywood, president of the UN. His future's bright, but it's time right now. We're in a bad situation in America, and we need to let a leader, someone with some experience, to turn around this country and get it back on the right track. I think that personally, he still has time to recover. I mean, President Obama could come back on the next debate and really turn things around. So I think just Mitt has to stay strong and stay focused. But tonight, let's get this one up to Mitt. And I got to feel good. My boy Anthony over here is giving Mitt some props. So I got to feel good about that. I want to say thank you to Leah on Facebook for the flattering compliments here. Thank you very much. Her and Kimberly are listening in the show. Kim, you ought to just give us a call. Let's talk a little bit about Obama and how you did on that debate tonight. 347-996-3175. I'm going to stay on for a little while longer. We got a call here from the 301. Wow. Anthony, I'm going to take that call, okay?
Go ahead. Good, I'm listening.
Caller from the 301, you're on the show.
What's up, Mr. Brady? How you doing, man? Representing
right,
Maryland in the house, 301.
Where
your topic of the
from?
night is,
Where you calling from tonight?
I'm calling from Maryland, my friend, Maryland.
Okay, thanks for calling in.
Yeah. I'm calling basically to make a comment about the debate tonight. I watched it from the beginning to the end. Now, I might be the first person, and you may think I'm a little bit out of my mind, but in all actuality, I think Obama won.
I think Obama won?
No doubt about it. And
what debate?
I'm saying this from an independent point of view, taking mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember.
Where do you think he was strong? Where did he win at?
Well, first of all, substance. Substance was number one. Whenever Mitt Romney would start to have to get to the detailed portion of whatever he was talking about, he started talking Swahili. He started throwing all these numbers out there that the average Joe Schmo don't understand. That is the problem. That is one of the biggest stigmas that stick to Mitt Romney is whenever it gets to the point where he has to start describing stuff, he's all over the place, which anybody who doesn't even follow politics as much will see that they still cannot have a clear-cut answer on what in the world is Mitt Romney is going to do about this, that, and the third. You can't come up with it. If you ask anyone right now, well, what is it that he's going to do on health care? I don't know. He looked good saying it, but I can't tell you what exactly he's going to do. You can't take a crap in a box, wrap it up in a bow, and think you're going to call it a gift. You see where I'm going?
Is that not how President won the election in 2008?
What?
Is that not how he won?
2008, he sold the message. He sold the message in 2008.
He sold us something. He sold
the message, and he explained that.
Let's harp on sold us something. He sold us a bag of goods. It sounded good. Hope, change. He was going to work with everybody.
He kept a lot of his promises from 2008, though. You got to give him that.
Which ones?
Oh, like doing health care, like raising at sports, like saving the auto business, like
raising the price to do business in America. Look, I got another caller calling in. We're gonna get a couple opinions on here because I got a couple people on the line. We're going to bring a couple people in here for a minute, but that's an interesting look at that perspective that Obama won.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Caller, we got a caller from the 989. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Wayne, it's Matt. How's it going?
Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing well. You know that I'm not the biggest Romney fan, but I'll tell you what, he did a really good job tonight.
Right.
Oh, no, absolutely not. The biggest one-liner that'll come out tomorrow's debate is the Big Bird line. You're going to see that on every news station, everywhere you go. Trust me when I tell you, Obama did a masterful job. He knows the media's in the tank for him. It's let Romney talk. Tomorrow we will dissect this thing like an insect, and we will bring out every little dumb thing that he said. I couldn't even tell you all the other stuff that he said. It was a bunch of crap. I'm sorry.
Well,
it is what it is.
Now you are being realistic that the media will help Mitt Romney all they can. I mean, help Obama all they can tomorrow. But the reality is that Mitt Romney won.
No, he looked good doing it. It's style points. Obama didn't lay a glove on him. I'll give you that. But that's not Obama's style. This is not candidate Obama no more. This is President Obama. There's a difference in demeanor. There's a difference in substance. And I thought Obama looked much more presidential than Mitt Romney did any day of the week. It was like Gordon Gekko versus a real president. You know what I mean? And that's what I got from it, quite honestly.
Right.
And what's up with that close-up, though, Mr. Brady? Why did they give him such a close-up? It made Obama it kind of make him look like a used car salesman, and it did really make Romney look like Gordon Gekko. But when you back that camera up, it makes Obama look so much stronger.
All right, I got like 3 or 4 calls on the line. I'm gonna let you know. I appreciate you calling. I'm gonna let you know why they did that, because every time Mitt Romney spoke, President Obama put his head down. He didn't even want to look at Mitt. He's playing on. He didn't want to look at him because he knows this is the first time in 4 years that he's had to listen to somebody challenge him and take his policies apart and actually had to stand there and deal with it. And he did not look comfortable.
Brady, he's a politician. He's playing on his likability. It's smart. It's strategic. It works. You don't have to sit back there and have a freaking knife fight with that man. He's winning based on likability. You continue that. You use that to your strength. And I'll leave on that note.
I thought overall that that was not just a knife fight there. If it was a knife fight, Mitt didn't come with a knife. He came with something a little bit bigger than that. But I appreciate you calling in tonight. That's an interesting perspective. I'm gonna take some of these other calls. I got one from the 313, the 248, and I got Matt still on here. So I'm gonna get Matt's take on this real quick. Thanks a lot for calling in from Maryland. I really appreciate it.
No doubt.
All right, peace.
Wayne, how's it going?
Matt, thanks for calling in. Let me just let these other callers know. 313 and one from the 248. Anthony, I still got you on hold. I'm going to bring you back in. Just got a lot of calls here, so be patient with me. Thanks a lot for calling in, and just please hold. Matt, what did you think about that debate?
Wayne, I'll tell you what, and you know that I'm not the biggest Romney fan in the world, but I'll tell you one thing. Mitt Romney showed real leadership tonight. Leadership's not about vilifying the 47%, the 99%, the 1%, talking about millionaires, billionaires. Mitt Romney projected a vision for the United States tonight. And I feel like he projected a vision for the course of our country. And he showed that it's not about certain groups, but he wants to lead for all of America. And I was very proud of Mitt Romney tonight for the first time in about probably 18 months. He showed real leadership tonight, and that's why I'm proud of Mitt Romney.
I agree. I mean, like I said, that they try, and like the other callers just said, that the media tomorrow is going to go out on their way to try to dissect what Mitt Romney did. But I mean, I think he just did such a good job tonight. That this is a great way to build on it, and think that Paul Ryan will be challenging Joe Biden next. Now that's going to be fun to watch.
That'll be a good debate. One thing that you can take away from tonight is typically George Stephanopoulos, the CNN type, Skinny Crowley, will always say that the Democrat won the debate. But for the first time, you saw tonight, if you watched the post game, Kenny Crowley actually admitted that Mitt Romney won the debate tonight.
Right.
And because he projected that vision for America, the vision that 100% of America wants to see, and it wasn't talking about certain groups. It was talking about all of America, and I think that's why he was so successful at the debate tonight. He showed real leadership, and if you were watching the debate, I think you would feel that Mitt Romney almost seemed like he was the president, that not Barack Obama was.
He seemed to have an unbelievably good grasp of all the issues. He knew everything that he was talking about. It seemed like that President Obama was playing catch up. Was that just my imagination?
No, I think you're right, and I was a big John Huntsman guy, but I think a lot of people that were watching this would say, Mitt Romney stood up. He was kind of more John Wayne, like he needed to be. Right. A lot of people will say, George W. Bush was kind of John Wayne. Everybody that has been elected president was more John Wayne rather than being perceived as more weak. And I think Mitt Romney projected the image of being strong this evening.
I think that's the overall opinion, and a lot of people, even my biggest Obama supporters, are reluctantly admitting that this evening. So, Matt, thanks you for calling in, giving your great observation of this debate tonight, and I appreciate you for listening in.
Wayne, always good to talk to you.
Thanks a lot, man. Have a blessed evening. 313, you're up next. I'm bringing you in if you're still on hold. 313, you're on the air.
Oh, Mr. Wayne Bradley.
Yes, I am. Who's this?
Oh, my brother. This is Mr. Maurice Scruggs right here.
Oh, Mo
yes, sir.
Scruggs. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
What's happening now? Now, people don't understand the history between me and this man right here. We go hard in the paint all the time on Facebook, but through all in all, we still managed to keep our communication open. What did you think about that debate night?
Well, I'm going to be honest and say that the president didn't bring his A game.
Okay.
But it's kind of like, when you're Michael Jordan, you don't always have to bring your A game. I mean, you feel what I'm saying? And the president is Michael Jordan versus Mitt Romney being Spud Webb. It doesn't take his best effort.
Oh, man.
But with that being said, the president didn't bring his A game to me because, he let Mitt get in a couple slick ones, wanting to talk about, his green energy policies and how he's, just giving away $90 billion. But the president didn't hit him back on some of the controversial statements that he's made, whether it be the 47% going to the NAACP, then following up in front of a white audience and saying he was booed because he didn't want to give us free stuff, meaning black people. So the president tried to stay professional and tried to stay presidential. Why? I'm sorry, Mitt Romney the clown was, hitting below the belt. But politics is a dirty game, and I really wish the president would take off the gloves and expose Mittens for who he really is.
I mean, I want that. As far as watching the debate and as an observer, I want him to take off the gloves. I agree. I think sometimes he's been too gentlemanly, and if that's really how he feels and if he's that right, then he should step up and say that. But I'll be honest and say I don't know if he really believes that. The look I saw on his face tonight was one of a person that's finally had to explain his policies, and he might not exactly believe in all of them himself. That's the look I saw on his face. Maybe I'm being a little unfair. I don't know. But the look on his face, to me, was a guy that was not happy to be up there having to discuss those issues. What do you think?
But in all fairness, at least he could explain his policies as opposed to Romney not being able to explain anything. I mean, there's a difference. You're saying he didn't look comfortable, but at least he made an effort to explain something, which is more than we can say for Romney. He gave a bunch of ideas.
He's the incumbent. That's kind of like what he had. Obama had the luxury of just giving us the spill of hope and change in 2008 without having a concrete plan. But now he's the president, and now he's got something that we can look at and say, well, that didn't work. And so now he does have to explain himself a little bit more because he's the president. So, I mean, that is the position you come into when you actually are on the table and showing what you've done for the last 4 years. And I don't think overall that most people would say that they were better off than you were 4 years ago. Now, you can make the argument certain parts of the country, certain industries are better off than they were. But a lot of people on the individual level, if you're, if you were low income, your income is lower now. You probably have a harder time finding a job. College kids, those same college kids that were college students for Obama in 2008 are now unemployed and looking for jobs in 2012. And so maybe before the excitement was there, that's not there now. And I mean, I can that's the look I got in his face. Again, I'm not going to beat him up on that. It just didn't seem like he was ready tonight. It seemed like that Mitt Romney it was almost like he had a cheat sheet in front of him. He was going so well at being able to combat exactly what he was pointing out everything that he thought that Obama was not being factual about his plans. His plans are proposals, theories. Obama's plans are ones that have already been put in place and they haven't worked yet to where he should be, touting success. He's defending stuff because it hasn't worked yet to where he needs it to be, and that's why his slogan is "Give me another 4 years," because it hasn't worked yet in the first 4, and that's kind of like to his disadvantage. But overall, like I said, I'm going with the theme of the night is that Mitt won the first debate. Is round 1, but Mitt won that, and like I said, when I hear you say that, Mo, I know that it must have rang true.
Well, like I said, I'm not conceding that he won. I'm just stating that the president didn't break his A game, but you being a Romney supporter, everything you said is spoken like a true Romney supporter. But the fact of the matter is,
I'm willing to give you that. I'm being honest.
But the fact of the matter is, if I can use a sports analogy, when you're the champ in boxing, you get to dictate all the rules. The challenger don't decide when to fight, how much is going to be made, and all that. So, yes, Obama is the champ. So, Mitt has more to prove than Obama does because Obama has already put policies in place, whether you agree to it or not, that has worked. Well, me and you are from the state of Michigan, and we saw the disaster the manufacturing industry was in. And now we're seeing an uptick in manufacturing.
I want you to acknowledge this because we never put this out there, and I know everybody wants to always give Obama all the props for that. Who helped create that auto bailout?
What? It was done under George Bush.
Okay, there we go.
It was done under George Bush.
That's the only time.
Hold on. It was done under George Bush, but your guy Romney said, and I think everybody is fully aware of this, he said, let Detroit die. So he wasn't for.
No, he said let them go through a normal bankruptcy.
No. He said let
which
Detroit
is what
die.
a lot of companies have done. American Airlines, a lot of companies in America have gone bankrupt, restructured, done it to the typical way they do it. But they didn't do that at GM and at Chrysler.
Wayne, the problem with that theory is it's all well and good if it's just going to affect GM and Chrysler. But by us being from the Midwest, particularly from Detroit, we know it just wasn't going to affect just the GM and Chrysler workers or those corporations. It was going to affect the mom and pop shops. It was going to affect the diners on the corner. It was going to be a catastrophe all the way across the board. So, when you said, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that, let Detroit go bankrupt, he was basically willing to throw in the towel on all of those entities, whether it was the mom and pop shops, whether it was the diner on the corner, he was saying let them all go bankrupt. So,
I'm not defending Mitt Romney's stance on that. It's just he comes from a business background and he sees one way of doing business. It would have definitely hurt our area if he would have done it that way. And I'm not saying that's what we should have done, but you in context of his background, you have to understand where he's coming from to say that companies go bankrupt and still survive.
Okay,
he wanted Detroit to die. It would have been a lot more cruel for them to go through.
Okay, but let me ask you this: can a man be a leader if he's not willing to modify his stance? Well, you just acknowledged
They all do.
Yeah,
Nowhere in the world you don't. Mitt Romney, President Obama, all of them will modify their stance as time goes along. But that's the reality of any leader. I agree. A leader's going to have to modify and look at things when he's wrong to modify or change his position on things. I mean, any person.
And Romney has not shown that. Romney has not shown that he's willing to modify. I mean, statement after statement, he stuck his foot in his mouth. Whether it's from "Let Detroit Die," black people want free things.
Tonight, let's just celebrate the victory. Let's get a victory lap in for the great debate tonight. He handled it tonight, and I really do appreciate you calling in, man. Like I said, we never really got to kick it. We always arguing on Facebook, but I appreciate you calling in tonight. I'm glad to see you up and around and blessed to still be here to talk junk to me, man. So I really appreciate you calling in tonight. We're going to do the show again. And, again, we're going to talk some more about this debate, man. But thank you for calling in tonight. I'm going to take this next call. But thanks, bro, for calling in. I really appreciate it.
You have a good one.
All right, man. Be blessed.
Yep.
All right, we got a caller from the 661. I don't even know what zip code that is, but I'm taking this call if you're still on the air.
Yeah, that's it's parts unknown. It's the Skype world.
Parts unknown. Who am I speaking with here?
My name is Doc Weiss. I host the Conservative Underground here on the network.
Hey, Doc, how you doing?
Pretty good, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for calling in tonight. What's your take on this debate tonight? Who do you think won, and why do you think they won?
Well, I mean, I think Mitt Romney clearly came prepared to discuss the issues of the day in a realistic manner. He was able to answer questions point by point. He was able to then retort the president's answers point by point. He wasn't overly aggressive. He wasn't passive. He calmly and clearly, with a steady hand, looked at the president and told him when he was wrong and told him when he agreed, and then turned to the American people and said, enough of this. We've got to start working together, Democrats and Republicans. And to the point that the last gentleman made who called into your broadcast preceding me, when he mentioned that leaders have to modify their stance. Show me where in the last 4 years that Barack Obama has modified his stance on anything. Did he modify his stance on stimulus? Did he modify his stance on Dodd-Frank? Did he modify his stance on Obamacare? For those first 2 years where they had control, Barack Obama's quoted as saying, look, I won the election. So I don't know where this idea is coming from that Romney has to modify his stance when the person that caller was supporting clearly hasn't done it. And the line of the night, in my opinion, was when the president tried saying that the approach that Romney and the Republicans have done in the past has led us into this mess, and I want to get back to what Bill Clinton has done when he was president. And Romney said, you've been president for 4 years. And for the average American that's out there, in my opinion, that's working hard and not getting ahead and trying to figure out what's going on, that's going to click in their minds, and they're going to say, yeah, what's the record? You know?
Right. Oh, yeah. Like I said, tonight was the first time in my the last 4 years to me that President Obama was actually on the defense because he had such a comfortable relationship with the media that he, like I say, he appeared uncomfortable. And listen, Doc, I got another caller who's been on hold for a while, my friend Anthony on here. I want to have two people who we can debate at one time a little bit, hear more on the issues, because he's a big time Obama guy, and I think that we got to have.
You're going to force me to grab a pen and a piece of paper here, then. Okay.
All right. Anthony, you still on the air, man? I'm bringing you back on, bro.
I'm here.
Anthony.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Now, I appreciate you staying on. I'm sure you've been listening. I want you to chime in here again because we've had a few different opinions here now. So I want to kind of go back to what we were touching on. Some people feel that he was lacking details, lacking some of the issues that they want to touch upon. But again, most people are willing to concede that Mitt Romney won the debate. Where are we at here, Anthony?
Okay, first of all, I think everybody can admit that Obama was not great tonight, and Romney was very aggressive. Like I said, the bar was set very low. So if he if you want to say he won, he won. But what did he win on? He's aggressive. He shouted. He just He disrespected the moderator. You know, he cut people off. So what did he win? What did he actually say? Now, one of the things he always said was, I'm going to repeal Dodd-Frank. And what did he say tonight? I'm going to keep some of the things in Dodd-Frank. I'm going to repeal Obamacare. But I like some of the things in Obamacare. So which is it? I mean, how do you guys feel about him saying that he likes some of the things in Dodd-Frank, he's going to keep it?
Doc, I'll let you handle that.
Well, I think that what this shows is that we have a candidate here who's willing to take a look at an issue and dissect it. And as for me, and I think that shows maturity. I think that shows prudence in dealing with the issues of the day, and it also shows a willingness to work with members on the other side of the aisle. Now, for me personally,
well, why wasn't he saying that before?
He was saying that before. Maybe you didn't hear him.
No, he said he was going to repeal it. He said he was going to repeal it. That's what he said.
He did say he was going to repeal Dodd-Frank tonight. He did say he was going to repeal Obamacare tonight. Nothing's been different. Nothing has changed. He demonstrated to the American people that there are some good concepts and good ideas within any piece of legislation, typically.
Then why are you repealing it?
Because overall, in Obamacare, on top of the fact that it's, goes against fundamental principles of the United States Constitution and freedom and liberty, it also will bankrupt the country and still doesn't cover people and robs $716 billion from Medicare. It's unsustainable. It will not work.
You mean the same $716 million billion that was in Ryan's plan?
No, not the same $716 million in Ryan's plan, for two reasons. One, Mitt Romney's the president, and he said in his plan they'll take that money and put it back into Medicare.
And do what with it?
Barack Obama will take that money and put it into an entitlement program that nobody asked for, that we can't afford.
You got your talking points down. What I'm saying is, okay, I mean, this is something that we hear on Fox News.
That's how we've been doing tonight. The Republicans, it seems like they got their stuff together tonight, Ant. I don't know.
They got their
Everybody's
talking.
sounding good.
What
sound
I'm
like
saying
we're all
is,
together.
okay, what are you going to do to make it better?
I don't know. That seems like the same thing Obama did. We got another caller here from the 910. I'm gonna bring you.
We always got our stuff together.
These group calls
on my broadcast.
Caller from the 910. You're on the line.
Yeah, I was just calling to listen. Yes, sir. I was just calling to listen in, sir.
You just want to listen.
Yeah. Just listen.
Caller. Anthony.
Yeah, I'm here. He just wanted to listen. He said, I guess he doesn't have an opinion. He just wanted to listen. Wayne, are you there? Is anybody there?
Anthony, we may have to pick up the slack.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, we lost
I thought
the
it might
moderator.
be ending at 12.
I think the guy's here, but he may not know he's here.
Well, I'm here. If you're talking about me, I'm Mark from down by Camp Lejeune in the 910 area code. And I was busy on listening to Blog Talk Radio to pay attention to the TV during the debate.
Who do you think won?
Caller, you're on the air. I think we might have lost the episode here. We might have. Caller.
Wayne, everybody's good but you.
Yeah, I don't think Wayne can hear us.
Caller, okay. I got everybody. I guess my computer's giving me a fit here. I'm sorry. All right, sorry about that. So we got a caller from 910.
He don't want to talk. He just wants to listen.
Oh, okay. He wants to listen in. Okay. So Anthony and Doc, we're still here. Anybody else wants to call in? The calling number is 347-996-3175. I want to encourage everybody to call in. Even my people from Why Black Conservatives Suck. Those are some of my favorite people I love. I mean, that's just how tough I got it right now. But I want everybody to call in, 347-996-3175. Kimberly, I am still waiting for you to give us a call in here. Give us your opinion on what's going on here and what you thought about that debate. Don't be shy. Fellas.
Well, one of the things I want to know is, instead of, always screaming repeal, and, why don't we fix things? Making government smaller, why don't we just fix government? I don't understand why. I mean, you guys don't want to work with each other anymore. Like, no one wants to work. I mean, both parties. I can say both parties. Why don't we want to work with each other anymore? You know, some of the things like in Obamacare are Republican ideas. Like, why can't we just like, hey, well, let's not get rid of it, let's fix it.
I think what you're talking about there, Anthony, is something that Mitt Romney hit on tonight, and that he was able to highlight his experience as governor of a very Democrat state in Massachusetts. It's called leadership. And when you have a president who was hell-bent on passing this package, Obamacare, as it was, without Republican support and not entertaining Republican ideas, then
they wasn't going to vote for it, period.
They had
the most filibusters ever. This Congress, they filibustered everything Obama tried to pass. What are you talking about?
They had their own alternative plan, and Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid dismissed it.
What was their alternative plan that's different from the current plan?
Well, first off,
you know?
I do not know all the specifics, but I can tell you that
in many instances, sure that they had something, but nobody ever knows. So once again, from the Republicans, we do not have details of what they're going to do.
I said I cannot sit here and tell you the specifics of the entire plan, but what I can tell you was that the plan revolved around dealing with getting people in control of their health care decisions and maintaining that, and not allowing the government to dictate to people what their plans are, what their policies are, and what insurance companies can and cannot cover, because in many instances, those things are already an option for people. Making them a mandate simply makes them more expensive and less people can afford it. There is serious talk out there about dealing with pre-existing conditions and how to pool people together and get into high-risk insurance pools to lower the costs. Those are real things that people working on both sides of the aisle could have come together and addressed. But when you have a president that's decided that it's my way or the highway, and that's what happened. Meanwhile, the economy is falling apart around him. Then this is the result. This is I mean, you want to sit here, Anthony, and tell me how much you wanted something like Obamacare to happen. My friend, I can appreciate that. I can appreciate you in your opinion of the role of government in that respect. However, you can't afford it. You've got to develop a plan with consensus that's affordable. Leverage your electoral mandate for good, not Chicago gutter-style politics, which is where this president comes from.
Okay, you got, once again, a talking point. All right, now, as far as the mandates go, the mandates are for those who don't have insurance. They have to buy into the insurance. That's the only mandate. You can keep your insurance,
or they tax you.
Or
it's a penalty.
Exactly. To those who don't buy it.
That's compelling. That's forcing someone to buy something. Have you ever heard of auto insurance? Of what?
You guys have to have auto insurance to drive.
You don't have to have a car, though. That's the difference. This is something, I mean, you don't have to have a car. People in certain states don't use cars.
Okay, so we're going to use Romney plan of health care in an emergency
Everyone
room,
has to have health care. That's a difference.
What happens when that person doesn't have health insurance and he goes to the emergency room? Who pays for that?
That can sometimes be paid for by us anyway. I get your point. But the point I'm saying is that you're compelling people who might already have insurance or just generally don't want to. They're not going to be paid under any government system, and that's their prerogative to feel that way. That's part of being in this country. You can't mandate and make someone buy something that they don't want to buy.
I don't want to buy car insurance, but I have to.
No, you don't have to buy car insurance.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. No, why? Because if I get into an accident, I pay a penalty, right?
That's risk versus reward.
Your point is that you said you have to buy car insurance, and I'm telling you, no, you don't have to buy car insurance. That is not a requirement to be a citizen of the United States. Buying health insurance through Obamacare is now a requirement to be a citizen of the United States, and that's not right.
To be a citizen?
Yes, you have to have insurance, or you get penalized by the government.
If I don't buy health insurance, I'm no longer a citizen in the United States. That's what you're telling me.
It's a requirement of citizenship through the government. By virtue of being a United States citizen, the government is telling you you have to buy health insurance. And if you don't, they will penalize.
So for those who don't, and for those who do not pay for their insurance, right? They're no longer citizens of the United States, according to you. Because the only way you can
that's
have
what
health
I said.
insurance. So what are you talking
about? That's not
about?
what I said. I said it is now a requirement of citizenship
to be a
of the
citizen
of citizenship.
Or citizen.
I can understand why you want to sit here and go over every word to distract from the main point, which is clearly spot on, which is now, as an American citizen, I am required to buy health insurance because of Obamacare, whether or not I want it or not. That is now a requirement of citizenship. It is not a requirement to have auto insurance. In no way, shape, or form are you required to buy auto insurance. Now, if you want to own a car and you want to drive and have the privilege of driving, well, then you have to have auto insurance in many states. That's a far different proposition than just simply existing as a human being and the government telling you you have to do something. We live in a country, my friend, that our rights are derived not from government, but from nature and nature's God. And in no way, shape, or form was this country, maybe others, but not this one, was founded upon the principle that government can dictate to you to buy a private product or a government-sponsored product simply for existing.
No. See, I like how you wordplay on that. First of all, that was real cute. First of all, okay.
I like that, Doc. You're throwing them in the tizzy right there on that, man.
No. I'm calm. I'm good. No. No, what I'm saying is this. Okay, who like I said, go back to my original question. Like, okay, with that person who's uninsured goes to the emergency room, who pays for that?
Well, sometimes people with insurance go to the emergency room. There's all sorts of kinds of people that go to the emergency room.
Okay, is that a like productive health plan for the whole country to go to the emergency room if you don't have insurance?
Emergency room care is very expensive, and it is not health care. So
who pays for that?
We all end up paying for that.
Okay, so we don't want to pay for that, right?
Now you're asking two different questions.
Okay, well, no, I'm saying that's the point. We don't want to pay for emergency room health care, right?
What the point of what you're saying is, whether or not we want to pay for it or not, the fact is we're paying for it.
Okay, but the point is we don't want to, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe some people do.
Okay, well, would you agree that most intelligent people don't want to pay for emergency room health care, right?
I had given up on trying to define intelligent people.
Okay.
That's smart thing to do.
You know where I'm going with this. Okay, so how do we fix this problem? Because that's the system we live under right now, and that's what Romney said the other day.
Okay, here's how we get at it. The first thing we have to realize is that there are some people out there who just simply choose not to participate in society. Okay? You're never going to cover those folks. And frankly, Obamacare doesn't either. So you put that on the table. No matter what you do, no matter what plan you have, no matter any kind of grand bargain, there's going to be people that are not going to want to be insured or participate in society. Now, would you agree that that's a common sense sort of place to start?
Well, I gave up on trying to understand the intelligence of these people in this country, just like you said.
Okay. I'm not about other people. I mean, is that an acceptable intellectual place to start in dealing with reforming health care? The fact that some people just don't want insurance, whether they be people who are homeless, destitute, or people like Rush Limbaugh who are extremely wealthy.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Now, moving forward, we have to take a look then, if we agree on that. We're making progress already.
I just want to real quickly let everybody know, if you want to join in on this debate, I got a few more minutes left. 347-996-3175. I've got Doc on the line. I've got Anthony. So if you want to join this debate, join in the last few minutes here. 347-996-3175. Go ahead, gentlemen. Take it away.
So if you want to move on from there, and we now agree, then you have to take a look at the folks who are high risk, who may have a pre-existing condition. And what we have to do there is not have government come in and tell private insurance companies, thou shalt, and you will. You have to take a look at creative ways to use existing insurance common practice for decades of how to pool people together, oftentimes within states, to find the best possible coverage that these folks can have to have some sort of health insurance. And then once you do that, you give people the peace of mind that they have some sort of something that they own and some coverage. Then you can start to get into a lot of minutia here about types of pre-existing conditions, fairness, and things like that, with government standing aside. Now, I contend to you, approaching a healthcare debate under those principles from the bottom up, from people up, using insurance companies and government as someone keeping people in line, is a far better proposition than passing a bill where nobody knows what's in it until after they pass it. And now tonight, when you listen to a president who basically said in the debate tonight, you'll all like it once we implement it. Now,
that was his key. Now, I want to step in on that real quick because we got a few minutes left here. That bill was forced down in the same way Mitt Romney made a point of saying that this was a very partisan bill that was drew up, and a lot of Democrats lost their seats in 2010 because of that. So, I mean, he's totally right on that. I think that Mitt Romney could bring something different to the table as far as working with the other sides on the legislation. This did not happen with this bill, and President Obama put a lot of political leverage in his manpower in that, and he lost.
The reason why they lost in 2010 is because they let the extreme right wing define the health care plan before they did. You know, they did a horrible job explaining. They let the Sarah Palins get on Fox News and tell everybody it's a death penalty panels and all that other crap. That's why.
Well, they're in here.
You know, you struck fear in people's hearts just like you did after 9/11. That's why Bush was reelected. So you had fear once again with the Obamacare. Oh, he's coming to kill grandma and everything. You know, so it's fear. People voted out of fear. That's what you guys are good for. Scaring, let's keep it real, they scaring old, middle-aged white people into thinking that the big black president is going to come and destroy America. That's what's going on. And as far as the health insurance company, do you think they care about people's care, or do they care about making a profit? Like, let's be honest. Because you said we're going to work with these insurance companies. Do you think they care about giving people the actual care they need, or do they care about making a profit?
Well, I mean, you're pretty good at making straw man arguments there about Bush and white
and black. I can't believe we brought up Bush.
And inserting race into a conversation where that hasn't been brought up. I understand that you're a little bit desperate right now and things aren't going your way, but if we could at least keep it to the issues, maybe we'll get somewhere, and I thought we were getting somewhere.
Where gets on? Then you guys brought up the 2010 election. I just said what I need to say about it. That's what it was. It was fear.
I understand,
fear.
But it wasn't fear.
You guys are good at pandering fear.
If there was any fear involved in 2010, my friend, it was the fear that the reality was setting in, that the jig is up, that we're broke, that Obamacare is a usurpation of our rights.
How did we get broke?
How did we get broke? Because a lot of people for a long period of time spent money we didn't have, and it exacerbated itself under this current president.
So Obama did in 3 years what well, I'd say the last 20 years before Obama, he just made everything worse in 3 years.
No, in terms of the debt, he actually did better than that. From the founding of the country up until 1993, about 220 some odd years, the accumulated public debt of this country was $4.5 trillion. Inside of 4 years, Barack Obama himself has contributed $5.5 trillion. So yeah, you're right.
So all the things that occurred before Obama,
and what's the result?
To the debt. Well, let's get back to the insurance company real quick because I know you said you only got a couple of minutes. Do you think the insurance company really care about care?
You don't like profit. That's
or
what
do they care about making a profit? That's what I asked.
Okay, so you're asking that because why? Because you really don't like profit, and you don't like insurance companies.
That's a bad word nowadays.
Profit.
Profit is a bad word.
Why? Wait a minute.
Well, it is.
Is their goal to get care or their goal is to make money?
Well,
you said we're going to sit down with these insurance companies and they're just going to care about everyone, just like they've been doing the last 100 years or whatever.
You want to victimize, and I understand you want to victimize, and I understand you want to create enemies.
No.
So what we're saying here is,
if everything was so great, why is it a change for healthcare? Do you think everything is fair right now with the insurance companies, what they're doing, and how they practice their business?
Do you understand that business in this country thrives and goes not on something that government gives them? I understand Obama thinks they didn't build anything, but they thrive on profit. They thrive on making money. And insurance companies are not unlike any other company.
So who's fighting for the people? If business is only about making money, who's fighting for the people?
Do you have insurance?
You just proved my point. You said the main thing they want is to make money.
You have insurance.
They all do. Who's going to look out for the people? It's not an insurance company in business. That's not to make money.
Whose job is it to look out for the people? Whose job is it to look out for the people?
Well, people have to look out for themselves. You can't expect government
So
it's
when
not
an insurance company drops,
that's in business.
So when an insurance drops a person for a pre-existing condition, that's the person's fault. That's the person's fault, not the insurance company.
If you want to talk about creating some minimal standards, okay, that's fine. But when you're talking about actually implementing and doing a lot of other things that this bill has talked about, over 2,700 pages worth, it's not that clear. I mean, you can make a simple legislation to say how we're going to deal with pre-existing conditions and things of that nature. You don't need this all-comprehensive mandated plan that some people don't want, some companies don't want. I mean, you're going to have a lot of companies that are right now that are on the fence on how many people they want to hire, how many people they want to bring in, what their tax rates are looking like, what is my health insurance cost going to be. So it's not just one situation you're thinking about now. Our corporate tax rates are probably some of the highest in the world. That's why people are going to other places, setting up their businesses, simply for the fact that our tax rate is so high. That's what's happened in Spain. Tax rates are high. They spend a lot of their GDP on government spending.
42%.
We don't want to.
Tax rates are lower now than they ever been. What are you talking about?
Those countries are burning. People are destroying the place because young people can't get jobs. They feel disenfranchised. They feel entitled to these jobs because the government's giving them everything else. You have 95%, what you call, they pay for their unemployment there. So you essentially don't even have a reason to go back to work. So now when the government runs out of money,
so in your opinion, the whole world, everybody in the country is lazy and dependent on the government, do not want to work hard, just want to live off the government.
Doesn't want to work hard. I'm saying you take away a lot of motivation.
This is what you think about the people in this great country, and you want them to vote Republican for that.
Well, I can tell you this. I know what the liberals think of the people in this country. They think they're stupid and that they're victims and that the system is rigged against them. And no matter how hard they try, somebody else is going to keep them down. And the only way that they're going to make anything in this world is if government's there to prop them up. And that fallacy has been proven wrong over and over again. So if you want to come in here and talk about what political persuasion and ideology think of people, you might want to take a look at what liberals think of people. And since you brought up race, you might want to take a look at what liberals actually think of black people and Hispanics and any other kind of person that they've been victimizing for the past 50 years in this country and keeping them down.
And what have the GOP done for the blacks and Hispanics?
Pardon me?
And what have the GOP done for the blacks?
What have the Democrats done? Why are we asking about the Republicans? What have the Democrats done?
He said this.
A black president.
No, let me finish.
Got black unemployment at 14%. What has he done?
No,
so I mean, instead of me asking about the Republicans done, what have the Democrats done?
He said that the liberals have kept blacks and Hispanics down. Correct.
What have they done? What policies have provided jobs?
That's what I'm asking. It's a simple question.
Latinos. It doesn't. I hate
to use my question. You don't let me get my question out. I let him say what he said, but you don't let me give what I got. Okay.
Well, I can tell you,
good for most people. If you're in a select group of people, maybe if you work for a certain job that has a certain union protection benefit to it, maybe it's been better for you. Maybe you still surviving. But in the private industry and private sector, people are suffering. And President Obama doesn't seem to understand that. And he thinks the only way he can help is by extending unemployment benefits, not making people go through a certain...
because everybody's lazy and just want to live off the
in an ideal world, I don't
blanket statements on everybody and say everybody's lazy. No, that's not the case. But I do think that the policy that's being put in place right now do not encourage people to be self-starters. Don't encourage people to work hard to discover something, create something, because the things that are in place now are encouraging people to be lazy. Stay on your parents' insurance at 26. Yeah, it sounds good for someone that might need it, that one person out of it, but for a lot of people, that's just more motivation than to be slackers and rely on their parents for another.
That's really how you feel.
I'm not saying
that
everybody.
College student
who's
working 2 jobs, going to college,
I didn't say everybody.
Work the number of hours to get full-time benefits.
To be honest, I hope that I don't have to cover my kids until I'm 26 on my insurance.
Most college kids don't care to have insurance. A lot of your uninsured population are college age people.
You never know what's going to happen. So if that college kid is riding his bicycles to class and he crashed and breaks his leg,
you can have them into a pool.
What does he do?
If they want to be in their own pool of low-risk insured people, then let them do that.
How is he going to afford it? He doesn't have he's working 20 hours a week and trying to go to...
Michigan State just mandated you have health care insurance.
You can take out insurance through the university as a college student.
Yeah, just mandated. You have to do it. So, I mean, there's options available. I just don't believe that you have to go through this one-size-fits-all approach the government is taking to help.
What's wrong with being... how's that hurt you? By having someone who has their kids on their insurance to 26. How does that hurt you?
Okay, I'll give you an example. And this is just like you say, you're talking about pools of people. If I work at a company where all of us are 45, 50-year-olds, and we got kids that are at the house, and they haven't got a job yet, and now you're paying for kids for another 3 to 4 years because they're based on their age and their expectancy, your rates are going to go up. The insurance company's not going to charge less. They're going to charge more. As you get older, your rates go up. So if you got a 22-year-old, you're paying for him at 22. By the time he's 26, those rates have gone up. Something you didn't have to pay for before. Now, all of a sudden, I'm paying for, even if I don't have those kids, my rates are going up because I'm covering everybody else at work that's doing it.
Why do rates go up? So that's my point. That's my point. This is health care.
We're assuming that the policy in place for 26-year-olds is because people care about people, when in fact the policy is in place because those that are in charge right now understand that there's no jobs out there for people.
I mean, that's like a security blanket.
This is a carrot. Yeah. This is a carrot offered to people in order to placate their worries and to keep them on board the Obama food train. That's all this is. This is nothing more. It makes no economic sense one way or another, whether or not you insure someone on your parents' insurance till you're 26. It doesn't make any sense economically, insurance speaking, one way or another, to insure children up to 10 or 12 or something like that.
All right. Doc and Anthony, we got 1 minute left here, fellas. I just want to say thank you for calling in, for having this spirited debate. People listening in, as you can see, I don't censor anybody. You're more than welcome to ever call in, whether we agree or not. The debate is open. Doc, Anthony, thanks again for calling in tonight. I hope you guys listen in and feel free to call in again. I really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate talking to Anthony. It's a very good conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, man. That's the way we bring America together. Let everybody talk it out. I appreciate you for coming on tonight. God bless both of you. Have a good evening.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
All right, I got 40 seconds left here. I want to thank everybody that called in tonight. We had a lot of good call-ins. The theme of the night was Mitt Romney won this debate, hands down. Even James Carville said Mitt Romney came with a chainsaw. That kind of explains the night. So Mitt Romney better keep doing what he's doing. He's heading in the right direction. You know, people are saying he won on style points. Well, my retort to that is quite simply Obama won his last election on style points, so it's nothing wrong with that. We're just continuing the trend here. Thank you for everybody that called in. Visit conservativescool.com. Check out the new book. Follow me on Twitter at wbconservative.com. On Twitter, thanks a lot. God bless you and have a good night.